Hey, Flosstube, Sean here. It has been a hot minute since I recorded a Flosstube video. And it's been a hot minute since I recorded any video, let alone a Flosstube video. It's been a couple months since I last posted a video, which was a Blu-ray haul, and 5 months since I posted a Flosstube video. And I was looking back through my history on the channel, and I did my first Flosstube video, Flosstube number 1, on January 30th, 2019. It is November 12th, 2020, and this is Flosstube number 10. That's it. 10 videos in 22 months. So, yeah, I mean, really filming this year has not been a large motivation, I guess, this year. 2020, you know. That's pretty much all you got to say anymore. Is just do it as 2020, and the anxiety has been high with COVID, the elections, and I just kind of went into my own bubble. And now that the elections are over, I'm kind of starting to get my motivation back a little bit. And I'm not gonna say anything more about that. That's one thing I've always tried to stay away from on my channel is political. If you want to know where I stand, I'm happy to tell you in a private message, but I want my channel to be an escape from all that. I've always wanted you to be able to people to be able to watch me and watch my videos and have 20 to 45 minutes where they're not hearing about everything going on in the world. And just hear about the things I'm passionate about. But I'm feeling motivated to get back to the channel. I don't know going forward what the channel is going to look like. I'm still figuring that out. I don't know how much Booktube is going to be a part of the channel going forward. I'm not entirely certain. Still haven't been reading a lot, and I think this year, with the anxiety of everything else, the extra anxiety of trying to read for content for the channel and trying to read certain books and that for the channel. And I did do 2 rounds of Booktube Prize judging. I never made a video for the final round, although I will say I'm happy that if you're a Flosstuber that's never watched Booktube, there's a prize for the past couple of years, the Booktube Prize that Robert at Barter Hordes has put together, and this was the second year of it, and I did judging for 2 rounds of it, and one of them being the final round, and the book Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo won, which was my top choice. So I was really happy about that. And but yeah, I just haven't been reading a ton this year. I'm actually kind of starting to get into nonfiction more right now. I know in Booktube World it's Nonfiction November, and that was kind of a catalyst for it, but it's just striking the mark better right now, which is crazy. You would think with everything going on, I would want to escape into fantasy worlds, but for some reason nonfiction is just hitting the mark right now, and those take me longer to read, and I don't want to pressure myself to try and finish stuff so I can talk about them on a video. But I stitch almost every night. I went almost a week without stitching not a couple weeks ago, and that was weird. That was rare. And I mean, especially because I haven't been making videos. But even if I was doing weekly videos, then I just do a bi-weekly video that week and show you progress, or I just the pressure feels less making Flosstube videos than Booktube videos, and I don't even know what's going to happen with the movie stuff I wanted to do. I don't know if that's going to be part of it going forward. I have a lot to figure out with the channel going forward, but I know 100% certain that I want to keep on the Flosstube videos, and maybe this ends up just becoming a Flosstube channel. I don't know, and that's perfectly fine if it does. And maybe I just talk about like some other Flosstubers do, just at the end of a video, what have I been reading? What have I been watching? I'm figuring it out as I go right now, but I wanted to get a Flosstube video up because stitching has been what has helped me get through all the anxiety, and something I can do to take my mind off of things. I can zone in to stitching, just put some British comedy on the television and just stitch and not think about things. It's been a major help. So what I'm gonna do is, since it's been 5 months, I'm gonna talk a bit about some planned things I've figured out, and do a WIP parade, and I'm definitely not going to finish anything this year. I had a couple things I wanted to try and finish this year. That's not going to happen. So you're going to get a little bit of 2021 plans in this video too. And then I'll kind of roll into how I'm going to start doing things going forward a little bit. So one thing I figured out, and I will try to, I don't know if this is going to work too well, but right here, I don't know, because I can't see, but I have this spreadsheet with WIPs on them, and those top 3 WIPs right there, I have figured out a certain number of stitches per day to do that will let me finish them in 1 year, within 1 year. And it's a very low amount of daily stitches, so I could even get ahead on one, then work on the other, but it's under 100 stitches a day on 2 of them, and then 164 a day on another one. And when I stitch in an evening, I bust through a minimum 500 stitches in an evening, just sitting watching TV and stitching. It's uncommon for me to end at under 500 stitches. I mean, obviously, yes, it does happen, but if I'm sitting down for an evening of stitching, which is probably 5 out of 7 nights a week, I'm doing a minimum 500 stitches. So this is entirely, I had this all figured out, like a certain number of years for other projects and how many stitches, and it was just overwhelming and pressure inducing, and there was no way I'd ever be successful that way. But picking 3 to finish within a year, and then what I'm going to do is those 3 projects, and I'll show them and talk about them. Those 3 projects, when I'm on track with that stitching, or if I've gotten that stitching done for the day and I have extra time left to stitch, I'm going to work on page finishes on all the other projects. And then what I did, sorry for the movement again, but I don't know if you can see there because I can't see what I'm showing you. I put numbers next to the other ones. So you have another 20 WIPs there, and I'm going to random number generate, and then work on that one to a page finish. So I'll constantly have minimum 4 WIPs on the go, not to mention, Sal stuff that I might want to work on or something that I haven't put on here. But that's kind of how I'm going to try that. I actually just changed up my spreadsheet today. I came up with this idea yesterday as I'm filming this. So 2 days ago as it's going up. And I like it so far. It feels achievable. It feels like a good way to track things and to keep on pace. And because I am more of a process stitcher than a completion stitcher. Because I can't stop starting new things because, and I even set up my floss a different way so that I can. I decided to, and I will get to the whips shortly, but I decided to stop fully kitting up every project. I realized that with all the stuff I had pretty much fully kitted up, or the first page of, I was probably pretty damn close to a master set of DMC. And I was pretty damn close. I was like 80, a little over 80 skeins of floss off of a master set of DMC. I'm still a few skeins off because when I went to Joann's and Michael's the day I went, a few skeins were out. I'm just going to order them on 1-2-3 Stitch, but they're not skeins I need right now. And I know dye lots. I've heard the dye lot thing before, but I'm not too concerned about it. I don't pay attention to that when I buy floss. I just reach in, I grab what I need, and if I order it, I'm not certain that everything's coming from the same dye lot. And if the dye lot is slightly off with my color deficiency, I'm probably not going to freaking notice anyway. I know I've got skeins and stuff, and when I was putting this together, that I had to be from different dye lots. Just made sense that they were from different dye lots. I mean, I have over 90 skeins of 310, and I looked compared a bunch of them. I couldn't tell any difference between them. And I forget who it was now, but another Flosstuber mentioned that in this day and age, if there's a major issue with a dye lot, we're going to know about it pretty quick. And yeah, I'm just not that concerned about it. So I put everything together. This is a double-sided one and then two smaller ones. So there's my master DMC. And now I got to figure out what to do with all the other skeins, all the backup skeins, and how to organize those. That's another mind boggle of how to handle that, what to do with all those, and how to store them. But I'll figure that out. But now, if I want to start something, all I need is the fabric, and I just started. I started 3 more projects because I have the fabric. I didn't need to worry about making sure I bought the skeins for the start of it. I just started it because I had the floss. But yeah, so that's how I'm approaching things now going forward. I'm just going to work out of a master set and replace when I need to. And my life's going to be much, much simpler and easier. These things are going to take years to finish anyway. I'm not that concerned about it. Anyway, so let's get to it. The 3 projects I'm going to work on a finish on. And I have my pattern keeper here to show you what's first. Okay, so the first one, that's the wrong thing. Okay. Labyrinthine. Oh man, I hope this works. Labyrinthine Spring from Heaven and Earth Designs. If it's not Heaven and Earth Designs, I will tell you. This is a story keep, so it's a small one. So that is where I am at with it. And it is, I have almost, like, here, I've almost got a page on it, but it's only like 99 stitches over into the page over here, so it's very thin. This is as wide as it is. So, but yeah, I actually had this one figured out to finish by the end of the year a couple months ago, and I worked on other things and started other things, but 93 stitches a day will get me a finish of this within 1 year, and I will probably do it faster than that. I'm already 200 as of yesterday, 243 stitches into that. So I'm not definitely will finish this hopefully even in less than a year. Now, QS Arthur. And I did not, as always, I did not prep any of these for showing. I didn't take them off of the frames. So we're going to see how we go. Okay, yeah, I don't have to take this one fully off. Okay, so QS Arthur. This is, oh, this is going to glare. This is what this looks like. Finished. And this is where I'm at. I have some, I go back and forth with diagonal stitching and parking, and I've realized I don't like parking. You end up with way too many threads, and I don't like it, and I'm going back to just stitching through and cross country and finishing a thread, and I stitch faster that way. I enjoy it more that way, and that's just how I go. So this one is the one 164 stitches a day will get me a finish within a year, and I am 381 in like a day on it. So I'm already ahead of the game on these. I put that in the wrong bag. That's the other one. Well, that's not going to zip anymore. Oh. Okay. Now, this has always been a fan favorite. I call it my fan favorite, and it is way down here in Pattern Keeper. I just import shit, and then I didn't pay attention to order, and I have a bunch of stuff in here that I'm not even working on. I just like to have it in Pattern Keeper. Sometimes I like to play with how things highlight with how many stitches of each thing, and I'm weird. Okay, I definitely am gonna have to. This is gonna be a long one. I'm going to have to piece this together. This is going to end up creating two files. Yeah, I'm going to have to take two sides off. Okay. So, this is Audrey Hepburn in the window, Breakfast at Tiffany's, black and white. And this is where I'm at with it. I'm working on finishing this page down here, and then this is a page in process right here. It's hard to tell unless I get it closer, especially with my lighting in here. But I have all these windows to fill in, and once I get those windows filled in, then I'm going to go down to this page here instead of going all the way across. One, because I kind of like the look of the diagonal pages, and I think that's the way I'm going to go with stuff. But two, I want to start to give her a body instead of just being this floating head. So that's where I'm going to go with that. And that is where I'm at with Audrey. And Audrey is... I'm sorry, I messed up. It was... Audrey is 164 stitches a day. QS Arthur is the 93 stitches a day. Story Keep Labyrinthine Spring is 56 stitches a day. 56 stitches. That's one strand of floss. So yeah, I'll definitely finish Story Keep, and I'm gonna finish all three of these by this time next year. So 3 finishes to look forward to from me next year. And I've had my IT crowd piece that I finished since I started stitching in 2018. Yeah. Okay. So those are my 3 primaries. Those are the 3 I'm working on for a finish. And then everything else is going to be a hodgepodge. However I grab it, and a lot of these I probably won't even have to take off Q snaps because most things I don't even have a full page finish on. And that's one of the reasons I want to focus on page finishes on stuff for my other stitching. This is, it's about time, and I just closed Pattern Keeper. So it's about time. I think a lot of you have seen this on Facebook groups. Cyril Marchetti. And this is where I am at with this one. First thing I'm doing is taking care of all these parked threads on these, because I don't like having them there. So I'm gonna stitch through the parked threads and then work on that when its number comes up. This one I got to take off the Q snap some. This is Enchanted Glimpse. Artwork by Julie Fain. And I have 3 pages finished on this. I only got to take out because this one's pretty small. This may be one when I finish one of the other 3. That's the other thing. When I finish one, I'm gonna put another one in its place to work on a page finish, or to work on a finish. But this is where I'm at with this one. I do have some outline stitched that way, but this is primarily what I've got stitched. This is 3 pages. Here I'm working on this page, and then I'm just going to do the diagonal pages on it. Okay, this is a new start, and I need to get... I've got some new starts. This is Death by Cross Stitch from Long Dog Samplers. And I've got a start on it. That's it. So, but I don't remember the shade of, oh, yep, here we go. I'm doing this on 28 count Storm Lugana from Picture This Plus, and I'm doing it in DMC 550. The Outer Frontier. This is my oldest Hade. Not that, most of my Hades are too terribly new. But this is the one I have the most work into. This was gonna try and be a focus for a finish, but I just get blued out right now. But yeah, I still absolutely love this, and I'm excited about how it's coming together. I have done several different ways of trying to work on this. I will take the other side off too. So yeah, all right, I'm just gonna this one's just coming off. Okay, so this is where I'm at with this one. I had done this big, long diagonal. I did get the diagonal connected up here at the top, and then that's some of the rings of the planet coming there. And then I decided I wanted to, this is her elbow right here. So I have started to get into her a little bit. The next thing I'm going to work on is this page finish here, and then I'm going to work on page finishes, I think, till I get into the diagonal page look I like. But that is where Outer Frontier is. Next is Stolen Harvest. This is one I've been working on. This was one of the 0809 Heaven and Earth charts that Michelle's been working on recharting. This is what it looks like. This is one I did have a start on when that happened, but the entire first page is black. So really exciting right here. I was working on the diagonal. Just the other day, I marked out where the page is, and I'm working just on filling in the black on the page. On that page, and then I can work towards some other stuff. It's a lot of black. Big Red Ship of Life. This is from Ink Circles. I am on the second page of this. You've seen this one on Kim Hollenbeck, Spartan Stitcher's YouTube channel and Instagram, I'm sure, if you follow her. If not, you should. So I'm on page 2 of that. And this in the Long Dog Death by Cross Stitch I have in my page finish randomizer. Other things that I'll show, I'm not going to put in there. They'll be just fun things when I feel like working on them. Sunset in Venice. This is another old one that I don't even have a page finish on yet. So let's pull that up. I know I didn't show an image of Big Red Ship of Life, but you get the gist just from what I've been working on. So Sunset in Venice. And this is where I'm at with that one. I'm excited on this one because you can start to see this outline of the couple in the window there. So that's fun. This is one I hope I can get a page finish on this one by the end of the year. I'd really like to, but I kind of want to play with this random number generator thing a little bit and see how that goes. This is the one that came up on the random number because I did it earlier and it came up with number 9, and number 9 was another Chris Ortega. I love Chris Ortega's artwork. This is Inner Depths, and this is the Max Color version, which isn't that many more colors than the standard, but so that is what that looks like, and that is where I'm at on it. The page is like here and here, so I got a good amount to go on the page. This is all black right here, so that'll stitch up pretty quick. Then I got to fill in all this, and then on the side here to get the page finished. And we'll see how long it takes me to get that page finished. Hopefully I'll be able to get it before the end of the month, and I can randomize another one. I kind of want to see doing this too, if I can stay on track with those and get a couple of page finishes a month. Now some I already am partial on, so I won't get a true idea until we get to I'm starting and trying to start and finish a page. Next is Big Cats. This one is from Tilton Crafts, so this is not a Haid. Dizzy Stitcher is also working on this one. If you don't follow him, again, go check out his channel. I will try to link channels I mentioned in the description box. But I know Dizzy Stitcher is working on this. And yeah, I'm gonna have to take 2 sides off. I have 2 pages finished on this one, and I'm working on this page here. So that's where I'm at with this. As tempting as it is just to go and finish the tiger, I want to hold to my idea. This next one is Rainy Waterloo Place, which I'm sure everybody has seen on Stitching Jewels channel. I'm sure there's not many people that don't watch Stitching Jewels. And I have 3 page finishes on this too. I just started this one, I don't know, late last year. These pages stitch up pretty quick, actually, and they're smaller than Haid pages. So I have these 3 pages finished. The next one I'm going to go for is right here. I know don't have the Q-snap set up for that yet, because I just finished the bottom page last week. Yeah. I'm using this one in Full Coverage Fanatics monthly Stitch Around the World challenge. This month is the UK. That's the other thing, is I want to try and participate in more of these Facebook, group challenges and stuff. My problem is I have the good idea to start, and then I don't ever really fully follow through with it. Partially because I don't ever remember to take the damn starting photos. Like, I just pick up and start stitching, and then go, shit, I could use this for that challenge. I didn't take a starting photo. I'm already 350 stitches into this. I ain't gonna do it now. So that's part of my problem with that. I just don't ever remember to take the damn starting photos. This is a new start. This is, I don't remember what shop I got this from on Etsy. Kim Hollenbeck knows. I saw her post it on Instagram and I loved it. So I went and bought it. And I started it because I had a nice piece of fabric that I had bought for something else and decided not to start, and it was perfect for this. So this is Odin's Raven, and this is where I'm at with it. I'm actually almost to a page finish. I think the page is, I think I only have, because I was going diagonal, so I don't actually have much of a page left to finish. But I was going diagonal with parking, and I'm working on tying up all the park threads, and then I'll see where I'm at, and especially when it comes up on the old random number generator. I don't know why I went southern there. The next one is another new start. It is this one. Yeah, this would be better this way. Once Upon a Fairy Tale from Haid. I think most people have seen that. This is a very popular new, I can't think of her name right now. And this just reset to the top of my thing. Annie Stewart. Amy Stewart. So I'm not too far into it. You really can't see much coming together yet. But yeah, I think Lantern is right there. But yeah, I've been wanting, this is the one that actually kind of spawned my whole DMC idea, especially after I saw that YouTube. God, I wish I could remember whose video that was, because I'd love to link it below and give her a prop out, and I can't remember. But yeah, that's kind of what started my whole journey down here, because I really wanted to start that. And I didn't even tell you. The reason I decided to start this is because I had ended up kind of having this piece of fabric here. It's over here. See this here? This is my old Dark Moonlight Angel that I had going. This is another 0809 chart. that needs replacement, and it has not been replaced. She has not finished this one yet. And in there, is that the back yet? Yeah, there's the front. In there is some 08. So I'd already used some 08, and I wasn't fully feeling this one anyway, and I knew I was gonna have to kind of restart it anyway because the 08, I wouldn't know what the color difference was and how much it was going to affect things on that one. So I decided, I wasn't very far into it, that I would just start something else on this fabric. And then I measured out, and I started frogging all this so I could use the fabric, and then I figured out, and I still need to cut some, but all of this will be within my 3-inch. Like, I don't even have to frog this if I don't want to. It's going to take me forever to get to that edge, and all this will be in the margin. So okay, now I had another one, and I'll show it to you, but it's no longer a WIP. Eclipse from Heaven and Earth Designs. Again, I'm going to stop with the Heaven and Earth Designs because I will tell you when it's not. That's one I started down in that bottom left corner, and I just didn't enjoy working on it. I didn't like where I started it. I had some areas where I had tried to go 2/1 half stitch and then switch back to full cross, and I wasn't fully liking how it was looking, and I decided, and Kim Hollenbeck mentioned this to me, to just go along the bottom and then back up the other edge and then get to where I should have started it from. But even to do that for that long, I just didn't. I never picked it up because I just didn't. And I gave it one last chance. I put it on the Q-snap and I tried working on it a little bit, and I just didn't like where I started it from. I wasn't enjoying it, and I do want to enjoy. I love the artwork, and I do want to enjoy working on that piece. So I'm just gonna restart that one sometime. And I cut up the fabric, and I have 2 different starts on it. So the first one is just a couple weeks ago. I finally purchased from Pain Free Crafts one I have been wanting for a long time, and that is Cheese Shop from Pain Free Crafts. I absolutely love that one. And is that this one? Yes. And it's just a small start, and I was able to cut a piece of fabric for it out of Eclipse, and yeah, so now it's in my random number generator thing. And then the other one is when Michelle at Heaven and Earth Designs was getting a lot of crap for the 0809, unjustifiably getting a lot of crap for what happened with the 0809 color problem. It wasn't her fault. And she's been doing everything she can to right the problem. It was a software thing, but there were people blaming her and giving her crap, and she wasn't. So she was trying to make it up to people. And there was one night where she obviously worked it out with the artists and everything, and the artists, but she was posting just a ton of free charts in the Heaven and Earth Designs group. And this is one of those charts. I felt she was so kind to do that and to post those and work that out with the artists to do limited time free, like one night availability free charts for people, that I should start one. And I have always loved Leonid Afromov, his artwork, and he passed away last year, or was it earlier this year? Or was it last year? I don't remember. But he passed away, and when he passed away, I wanted to start a chart of his in memoriam, in honor of him. And I have at the steps, and I actually just recently bought an evening as well. But I was able to cut Eclipse down and have a piece of fabric big enough for mini Night Cafe, which was one of the charts that Michelle so kindly put up several months ago. And yeah, just a small little start on that, one color, just to get it started. And now it's in my page rotation. So yeah, that's that. Next is Fly Away. And if I could stop opening the wrong thing, this will go much faster since I'm already at 41 minutes. So that's Fly Away. And that is where I'm at on it. I realized I left one in the other room, so I'm just gonna, instead of pausing and going and getting it, my wife's in a Zoom meeting. I'm just on that one, on this next one. I'm just gonna show you where I'm at through Pattern Keeper. Okay, so Simply Meant to Be is the one I forgot to grab, and if I zoom out, you won't see the chart. You'll just see where I'm at on it. And yeah, that's as much as I have done. I have a full page finish on it. Yeah. And just a little bit below the page. So I just got a little bit of the outline of the moon. So yeah, sorry, my wife's in a meeting and I don't want to run out there and get that one, but I do want to include it in the WIP Parade. So a Pattern Keeper zoom out is what you get on Simply Meant to Be. Humble Heart. This is one I'm hoping comes up in the random generators soon. Okay, there we go. And no? Okay. And I already know I probably have 2 files to put together. That's where I'm at on this. Just up in the corner there. Nothing big. I'm starting to speed up because I'm at 43 minutes. And I still have some of that Booktube mindset of shorter videos. Universal Monster Cell. I put some work into this summer, and I don't know if it's any more work than what you last saw. I didn't watch my last video to see where I was at with things. I've still got to learn how to do French knots for some of this, but that is where I'm at with Universal Monsters. I've got 3 rooms completed, and I've been working on the roof of the structure. I should have worked on this some in October because it was a Universal Monster cell, and I didn't. Witchy Stitcher has done and has put out and completed a whole other chopping mall cell since she did this one, which I didn't do. Next is Lust by Marta Daleg from Heaven and Earth Designs. One of her 7 Deadly Sins pieces. And I don't even need to fully take that out. That's as much as I have on that. Not much. Some of these I started and then I never got back to them. Next one is writing my memoirs. I did something to myself on this one that I maybe shouldn't have done, but I've stitched too much to frog out and change my mind. But here is writing my memoirs. Now you see that's kind of fray, uneven edges, and there's white showing around the border of it. That is not a stitched border, and when you actually look at pictures of it on Heaven Earth Design's website, it's all that white is actually black, and I think it really pops off of black. So I decided to stitch black around for the border. So I gave myself many more stitches to have to do on it that aren't in Pattern Keeper, and if I'm going to count, I have to count on myself, and won't show towards completion. But that is what I have on that one. I was kind of working with one color on it for a while because I was enjoying seeing the cat face on the sign outline come together. That kind of goes between 4 different pages, all of that. So that's where I'm at there. This next one I'm mad at. It's in purgatory right now. This is Spread Your Wings, which I do love the artwork, and I need to not get mad. I need to figure out what happened and how I'm going to fix it, because I'm not starting over. And it's all orange and shades of orange that I won't see too much anyway. I was starting to play with 100 blocks, but this is what I have on it. And somewhere in here, I got off. I don't know where. I have to figure it out and figure out how to get back on track in the count and what shades to fix with. But I got mad at it and I went in purgatory for a little bit. This is another new start, which might have been a new start the last time I did a video. I don't remember. This is, I think, might still be a freebie on the website. This is Disintegration, Stephanie Moypin Law. Yeah, that's a better angle on that. Nice dragonfly image with some cubism in there, and again, you'll see on this. I was playing with blocks of 100 on a diagonal instead of a straight diagonal, and park threads, but that's where I'm at on that. This video is gonna take forever to freaking upload. Next is, and I do not have to take this off. This is something fell. There it is. Okay. And I do need that because that is a Gentle Arts floss and will not be in my. Okay. So this is Ingleside Imaginarium's catalog of witches' familiars. Sal. Again, Kim Hollenbeck is right on track with this one. She finishes each one as it comes out in like a day. So if you want to see what this fully looks like, check out one of Kim's, probably like the first video of any month on Kim Hollenbeck's channel, because you'll see the new familiar stitch and she shows the whole thing. But that's where I just started in the center, and that's as much as I've gotten done on it. But I was having fun with that one when I finally bought it. Okay. And that is almost it. Just because I mentioned it earlier, this was my finish last year, IT Crowd. Have you tried turning it off and on again with their cartoon intro characters? This, I don't have an image of this one to show you, and this will be the last one. And then I'm going to talk about another one. And then show a couple of charts that I've gotten and haven't started. But Delane Moonbathers, the Moonbathers album cover, I have gotten some filled in the D of their band name there. I haven't worked on this in a while because it's a paper chart, because it's something I created on Pixel Stitch off of the album image. So it's a homemade thing, and I'm not Pattern Keeper. So now I started Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. I love this chart. However, I bought the called for fabric, 28 count Monster Mash Lugana from Picture This Plus, and I just don't like how it's looking. It's something about maybe it's the stitches are coming out much smaller than because almost every outside of Audrey, Outer Frontier, and QS Arthur, which are 25 count Lugana, everything else is 28 count even weave. That's my primary fabric, 28 count Lugana even weave. So I can tell that there's a difference in the way the stitches are looking and the size of them on this 28 count dyed fabric than just my standard 28 count white. So I'm wondering if there's like a shrinkage issue with the dyed, with this dyed fabric, or what. I haven't gotten very far, and what I've done I haven't enjoyed working on. So I need to get fabric that I enjoy stitching it on. Bottom line, I'm not even going to go much farther on that until I get, because I love the chart and I want to enjoy stitching it. So that one is on hold until I get a fabric that I like for it. Now, I got a couple other charts. What is that? Oh. I saw this on Bendy Stitchy's channel. I haven't started it, but I absolutely loved it. It is The Master and the Macabre. Edgar Allan Poe chart. It's got Edgar Allan Poe up in the moon. You can't see it in the picture. There it is. It says Once Upon a Midnight Dreary E.A. Poe. And I saw it on her channel and I loved it, so I bought it like almost immediately. And I also bought my first Mira, Raven Queen. And I've got a lot of this, like I've got most of what I need for it. I've got a lot of the beads, all the DMC, most of the fancy floss that it uses. I just haven't started it yet. I'm more intimidated to start a Mira than I ever was a Haid. Partially because of the beading, partially because the chart isn't the easiest thing to read, and I did try and blow it up on my printer, my printer copier, and it didn't come out that readable. So I just have to figure out how to work on it and enjoy working on the chart. And here's my question. Hopefully, I don't know how many of you are going to make it to the end of this video, but if you're still here, thank you. And if you're a Mirabilia stitcher, how do you handle the beads with keeping it on? Like, I use a Q-snap. I have a couple of hoops, but I use a Q-snap. That's another project because it's on a hoop in the closet, my Super Mario. But watch one of my last two Flosstube videos, Super Mario. It hasn't made any more progress. But how do you handle areas where you've done the beading and then needing to change areas, but putting it back on a Q-snap or a hoop. I feel like the clamps will crush the beads, and you'd even have to be careful with a hoop where you place, how you put it on with the beads. So mirror stitchers, how do you handle that? Like I know Sarah's stitching mommy, she stitches in hand. So yeah, that's my question. How do you if you are a mirror stitcher and you do it on a Q-snap or frame or hoop, how do you handle the areas where you've done the beading but need to move the Q-snap or frame? Let me know in the comments. But that's it. Going to be about an hour-long video. Flosstube number 10. Basically end of year WIP Parade. I'm gonna start now that you know my plan, and I'm gonna check in hopefully weekly. That's what I'd like to do, and show you my progress on the 3 that are working towards a finish weekly, and anything else I got to stitch over the week. I don't know yet what day. It may just be a random day of the week where I do the weekly update. I would like to maybe try and figure out a specific day for that. But I'm still working towards how I'm going to handle YouTube moving forward. And what the channel is going to look like. But Flosstube is definitely going to be a major part of it. So yeah, hopefully you made it to the end of this video. If you did, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you to all my subscribers. I know I will probably lose a few with this. I lose a few every time I post a video, but that's fine. You know, if you realize that the content I'm putting out is not really for you, 100% completely understand. So I don't do this for subscriber count. I do this to connect with people who share a passion with me, and please drop a comment, say hi, tell me what you're working on. Yeah, I want to get back to the community of all of this, and having those connections, and because that's, let's face it, this is the social engagement right now, in these COVID times, especially with it starting to with going into the second wave and cases spiking at a higher rate than ever before. I mean, my wife and I are self-quarantining for the next 2 weeks, not because we feel like something is wrong, but because on Thanksgiving we're going to have my mom and dad over, and you know, they're in their 70s. My dad is a transplant patient. He's been on immune suppressant drugs for 30 years, so he's high risk. So we're going to self-quarantine for the next 2 weeks to make sure we're okay, for him to come over here. Because I would hate to accidentally pass on that to him, because he'd have a hard time fighting it. He doesn't have much of an immune system, and he's diabetic. So yeah, he's the highest of high risk. Yeah. Anyway, again, if you've made it to the end of this, I appreciate it. If this is your first time watching one of my videos and you made it to the end, big thank you. If you want to see more of my upcoming videos, whatever those might be, see how I go with the way I'm going to try and work on these things and see my progress, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you get notified when I do post a new video. And I will see you all in the next one, hopefully in about a week. Bye, Flosstube.